Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the Casual Sports Podcast. As always, I'm Alek.
And I'm Matt Morrison.
Today, we got something a little controversial to talk about.
Yeah.
More of a discussion is going along with what's going on right now in the world of sports, and that's Major League Baseball. We're both Major League Baseball fans. We don't want to see this happen,
No.
but I think we're at a point where it's inevitable. What are we talking about? Well, you'll know by the title of the show, we're talking about the death of baseball.
No.
The death of baseball seems inevitable at this point. And the reason we say this now, more than ever, has to do with the coronavirus and how it's affecting this season. And not just that. Also with the change of the NBA schedule. The NBA for next season will be starting December 1st, which would push their season into Major League Baseball's summer, really. That's a big part of it. And even with the continuation of this season starting July 30th and ending October 12th, it is falling into the same timeline the MLB is planning to return, if they're even able to return.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of this, is if the MLB is returning. At the moment, the players and the owners are so far apart in contract negotiations.
Players want more money for less games, and the owners don't want to pay them.
The owners don't want to pay them as much, and they don't want to play as many games.
They don't want to play.
So at the moment, players are asking for 100% of their pay, of their prorated play, and 100 or more games. The owners are leaning towards, they've kind of pushed up to 75% of their contracts, but they only want to play around 75 games. Contract negotiations have been going on for, I believe now at this point, we're 4 or 5 days in since we got the first report of an offer finally being made back to the MLB Players Association. And since then, we've seen a lot of back and forth. Neither side is responding to an offer. They're completely throwing it out. So Major League Baseball presented an offer to the Players Association. The Players Association said, no, this is terrible, we don't want this. Threw it out and sent in their own proposal. Well, then the MLB and the owners were like, no, we don't like this. So they threw that out and brought in a new one. So the two sides of this are so far apart. We're already seeing declining in the numbers of people watching Major League Baseball, the amount of people attending games. It's a dying market. And it's still always going to be America's pastime, but it's no longer America's sport. That is being designated now to arguably football or basketball. Depending on the time of year, you could argue either way. And that's why this is such a painful topic, because
I like watching baseball.
We were growing up on baseball.
Yeah.
A lot of people were, most people played t-ball or something as a kid. It's just one of those things your parents go make you do, especially if you're from the Midwest and there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. Growing up, my dad would take me to Indians games nonstop.
Exactly. It's a part
5-6 games a year.
It's a part of everybody's childhood.
Yeah.
And
Everybody's.
And I believe in the next 10 years, at the most, we will no longer see Major League Baseball. I believe we will have some sort of organized professional baseball, but it will not be under the MLB name. The MLB will be disbanded in the next 10 years due to discrepancies between the players and the owners.
Yeah.
The owners want money, the players want money, the owners have too much money, and the players don't have enough money. Depending on the players, obviously, guys like Mike Trout are fine, but they've earned that. But then we go down to minor league baseball, which has just had thousands of minor league baseball players and programs cut entirely. Minor league baseball is another part of that childhood experience for a lot of people.
Yes.
I went to many Akron Rubber, at the time, the Akron Arrows games. You went to the
Mahoning Valley Scrappers games, and we would go see Lonnie Chisenhall play.
You go to your local teams.
Lindor.
It's cheap, family affordable fun.
And you're going to see, future Cleveland Indians.
Right, and you have the potential to see stars before they're stars. Yeah. But with what's going on with the NBA season now pushing into Major League Baseball, viewership is going to continue to decline. People aren't interested in baseball anymore. It's too slow. And Major League Baseball has tried and attempted to speed up the game.
But
It's just not possible. It's not baseball. You know, they've added pitch clocks so pitchers can't take as long.
they have added intentional walks. Just take your base, not throwing
Right.
the ball to the outside anymore. That's been in the league a couple years now.
Yeah, I think they're at two or three for that rule
Two, three
now.
for that.
They're trying to bring in new technology with automated officiating because people are tired of umpires making bad calls.
Yes.
So that's every sport at this point.
Yes, it is.
Like there's pitch clocks, there's all sorts of stuff to try and speed up the game. But I don't think you could really speed up baseball. And that's the issue. Today's crowd, the younger generation, they want it now. They want to go, go, go. You know, it's honestly, I'm a sports guy. It's tiring to watch a 4-hour baseball game.
It is. I still watch it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we still watch it. But, like, you know, you go on TV and it's like, oh, man, guess I'm stuck here for the next 4 hours. And you see excitement. I think it's around 7 minutes of actual play. In a 4-hour time span, you get 7 minutes of play on average. That's just not appealing to younger generations anymore.
No, it isn't. Younger generations want to see fast, quick games. They
Look
want
at
to
the
see,
NBA, for example.
Yeah.
Go back 20 years ago. They're playing defensive basketball.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing it go more and more fast-paced offense. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years as well if the NBA shot clock gets decreased in time. It'll go from 24 seconds probably down to 20 first.
Probably.
Because they are speeding up their game as well because people love points. Baseball doesn't give you as many points.
No, it doesn't.
They have tried juicing the balls in baseball,
Yeah.
which is still up for discussion on really what they're doing for that.
Yeah.
There's scientific data going into that. You can look that up a little bit. They changed the way the balls are made. So they didn't juice the balls as people think, but they changed the makeup of the ball itself, which decreased the density, which made it easier to fly a little farther.
You know, in baseball, it used to be a lot more interesting back in the old days. You know, you'd have
Honestly, give the players steroids again.
Yeah.
Let the players go steroid.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's
maybe we'll see some more home runs.
Let's see Bo Jackson run off the outfield wall again. Let's see Lonnie Chisenhall, or not Lonnie Chisenhall, Kenny Lofton climbing up a wall to get a ball. Mark McGwire hitting over a 500-foot home run.
Right. We're not saying that
Barry
baseball
Bonds.
doesn't have exciting moments, because it does. It always has.
Yeah.
But with what's gone on with the Astros cheating scandal, the Boston Red Sox cheating scandal, now the racial allegations from the fans in Boston,
And the whole COVID-19.
the COVID-19 disrupting Major League Baseball season.
What they're talking, no more chewing bubble gum, no.
And for those of you that have never played baseball and you just watch it, you don't think anything of it. But that is a huge part of baseball that you don't even think about. It's the natural reaction of those guys.
The players would take the gum and wrap the chew in it and put it in their mouths.
And if you want an example of just that based on his natural instinct, look no further than the Cleveland Indians manager Terry Francona. The guy puts in bubblegum, chew, and sunflower seeds all at the same time. It's disgusting.
He's got his own 3 bins full of this stuff. Like, don't touch that, that's mine. You know?
It's nasty.
Yeah.
But this is all part of
baseball. Yeah.
And it's just not appealing to people anymore.
No.
Obviously, it's appealing to some people. They're still getting millions of people watching.
Yeah.
It's still a $1 billion industry.
It is.
But now, with the way players and owners have been disagreeing for what seems like a few years now, that we keep getting discrepancies between what the owners are thinking and the players are thinking. The owners not putting enough money into their programs, like at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Their owner won't put any money into the team. He puts it into their ski resort.
Yeah, the ski resort. I gotta do this. Our third
co-host,
Mike Wolfgang would be going off right now if
He
we were here.
hates
So I just
the
gotta. Oh, he hates the owner. He's a huge Pirates fan. Like, I say crap about my Indians team. Our owners aren't doing anything. Mike just like, man, you shouldn't talk. My owner puts all his money into a ski resort.
Pirates fans hate the owner, much like Knicks fans hate their owner.
Oh yeah.
The Dolan man. Oh god. That's basketball. This is baseball.
This is baseball.
Baseball is dying. And there's nothing they can do to stop it.
It used to be so energetic back in the day. You know, you'd have, I mean, you can even go back to when the Indians were horrible and they'd do 10-cent beer night to get people to come to the games. And that was even more exciting than what's going on now.
And
you had people throwing toilet seats and, flashing people and running the field. That's, I mean,
you
was part of the
can't have that
game,
anymore
too.
because
Yeah.
that's now we have safety precautions, stuff like that. They're extending the
it's-
field nets
it's
down
more,
to the.
It's more
lines.
organized than
Right.
it was, and that's why it's falling off the charts.
And this is now with the MLB Players Association last contract that they signed with the owners. The owners put in a clause with the players that if they go on strike, the owners
This
will
has
know.
happened before. The players have went on strike before.
But here's the deal: if they go on strike now on this current contract, the owners don't have to pay any of the players their expected amount anymore.
No.
They can deem it an illegal strike and take away all of the players' guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to piss off players because at the moment, they have no power. They can't do anything.
No.
Eventually, they will have to just sign a contract or not get paid. It's like, well, you either get 75% or you get 0%. And I guarantee you, if this pushes on farther and farther, that number is probably going to go down maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we see these players have to go with 65, 55% of their contracts or whatever to go for the season. And this is just what we're seeing. I have a feeling we're going to get a different professional sports league for baseball. We're going to get something else.
It's going to be like the United States Football League back in the 80s.
Something like that. Or the XFL, what happened last year. Before that got, well, actually, that was this year before it got ended by coronavirus. It was going really strong, and then we had this whole situation with a different topic.
Yep.
But, like, this is like a whole thing with baseball that we're seeing. We're seeing these declining in numbers and revenue. Not even majorly, but we're steadily seeing a decrease. Yeah. And nothing they're doing has increased viewership or attendance. It's dying.
It's dying. It is.
The next 10 years will mean the end of the Major League Baseball Association.
I remember the Indians in their stadium had, I think it was, 466 games in a row where they had sellouts? That's not happening.
No one's touching that anymore.
No.
Stadiums are covering up areas in the stands because they're not selling tickets.
No.
And they keep jacking up ticket prices to try and counter it, but all that's doing is driving away more and more people that wanted to go, oh, cool, I can go to the Indians game for $10. Or I can go to the All-Star game for, shoot, I can take my whole family for $150.
I remember.
And now it's $200 a ticket.
Yeah. I remember bleacher seats for the Indians games used to be $12.
Exactly.
Now it's like $24 now each person.
And then, like, with minor league stadiums, it's like, they're $5 tickets. At least where I work for the Akron Rubber Ducks, there's a $5 ticket you can get. That draws in so many people. But now with a bunch of minor league programs getting cut, now we're getting rid of this gateway into the sport. Minor league baseball is just that. It's a gateway to the professionals. Mm-hmm. And not just for the players, but also for fans. Because you go to your local team, you go, oh, that was fun. And then you hear, oh, one of those guys got brought up to the Indians or, the professional team.
Yeah.
I'll go watch a game.
Yeah, I'll go watch him. Yep.
And it's one of those things that with a lot of minor league programs going away and stuff like that, I don't think we're going to see it as much.
No.
And that's not saying baseball is going to go away.
I hate to agree with you, but it's happening. I love
I
baseball.
hate to agree with me on this.
We're like 2 of the 10 people that actually watch baseball.
Right. I played baseball for a decade.
I love baseball. I love watching it. I mean, it's falling off. People aren't watching it anymore. And it's not going to...
Exactly. It's one of those things, we don't want to see it happen. We don't want it to happen.
No.
But it is inevitable.
It's inevitable.
And that's not to say baseball will go away. Baseball will always be a sport played in the United States of America. Yeah. It's America's pastime. It's still going to be here in some form. High schools are still going to have it. Colleges are still going to have it. Yeah. It's just going to be, who's the new professional sports team? Association. Who's going to replace Major League Baseball? Maybe MLB rebrands itself.
Maybe.
Which could be smart. If they rebrand it, change up contracts, change up ownerships, and the way contracts are written up between the Players Association and the owners.
But it's never going to be the same.
It will never be Major League Baseball.
No, they change their names. It won't be the Indians anymore. It won't be the Yankees. It won't be the Red Sox.
That's part of it. If the MLB rebrands the MLB, they can keep those. If the MLB disbands, those names are gone.
Yeah. They'd have to come up with a new league and new names.
That's part of the problem.
It'd be the Cleveland Erie Warriors or something.
Right. That was part of the problem the AAF had and the XFL had. You're trying to create a brand, and it's hard to do that these days.
It is.
Brands are brands because they've been there. You know, the teams like the Yankees, the Red Sox have been there for 100 years. The Chicago Cubs.
The Cubs.
These teams have been here for 100 years. They have this brand recognition. And it's part of what keeps the sport alive. Because if we didn't have brands, baseball would be gone tomorrow. If the
Red Sox have been around since 1912.
Exactly.
The Red Sox, their stadium opened the same week the Titanic sank. That's
and
how long it's
put
been
that
around.
in perspective.
Yeah, just put that in perspective. That's a long time, okay?
If we don't see any sort of compromise between the two parties by July, we most likely won't even have a season this year.
No.
And that is going to tank revenue at that
I don't even
point.
see us having a season.
And that's another big part of it. Like, if we don't have a season this year,
yeah, it's getting really fell under.
we might not even make it 10 years
No.
with Major League Baseball.
I don't see it.
We may
sad
fall down
talking
to
about
5
this
to
right
7. And it's one of these things that,
Yep.
unfortunately, we have to talk about.
We have to talk about it.
Because it's
It's
sports,
our
and that's
job.
what we do.
It's our job.
We bring you the tough stuff.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about it, but we do anyway.
Heck
Anyway.
yeah.
You didn't ask for it, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to wrap up the show. Hopefully you liked the quick little episode from us. We just wanted to bring out some more content for you guys so we can.
We are now on Spotify now.
Check it out.
Check it out. I posted links on Instagram and
It's on Twitter
it's
as
on
well.
Twitter as well.
It'll
We're
be in the descriptions for YouTube as well. Look up Casual Sports Report on Spotify. That'll show it up. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Casual Sport Report as well. Check out the YouTube videos as well because those are always fun too. We're uploading videos to Anchor, so we'll have iTunes in the next coming weeks. That's what's setting it to Spotify as well. I'm Alek Caberna.
And I'm Matt Morrison.
Hope you guys all enjoy. Stay happy, stay healthy. We'll see you next time.